Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today to talk about my 5-star media predictions. So one video that's been making the rounds lately has been the 5-star book prediction video. So basically what this is the YouTuber will gather usually around 10 books that they believe they will rate 5 stars once they complete them. So I wanted to take that idea and kind of expand it to some other pieces of media as well. So today I have 15 pieces of media that I think I will give 5 stars once I complete them. I have 7 books, 5 movies, and 3 video games. So let's dive right in. So let's start with the 7 books that I think I'll give 5 stars once I finish them. So book number 1 is going to be Columbine by Dave Cullen. This is one I don't own in a physical form, but I do own via Audible, so it is an audiobook I will be completing, and one I really hope to get to sooner rather than later. The Columbine shooting is something that's very fresh in my memory because it's one of the first real instances that I remember where I was when it happened. I was in elementary school when it happened, and I remember distinctly sitting on my bed, watching the TV in the corner of my room, just being in awe on what was going on. And of course, I've seen Bowling for Columbine and seen other things related to the Columbine shooting, but from all accounts, this book is kind of the end-all be-all of the Columbine shooting. And so I really want to give this one a thorough read, and I'm really excited to get to it. I know it's going to be very difficult to complete due to the subject matter, but I'm hoping I can get through it, and I'm sure I'll be able to. So once I finish this one, I can't see myself giving this anything less than 5 stars, just based on word of mouth, but we'll see. Number 2 on my list is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. This is one that just has a really good buzz via word of mouth, and it's Chris's, another Cinefessions contributor. It's one of his favorite books of all time, and one that he's recommended to me multiple times over. I've just never gotten to it. This is one I forgot to hold it up, but I do own it via physical copy, and I also own it on audiobook as well, I believe. And so chances are I will finish this one via audiobook, but I know this is the start of the whole Ender series. I don't know if I'll get to the rest. I always hear that this one is the best in the bunch, so I don't know if I'll get to the rest, but I at least want to get to this one. And I'm just really excited to. I love sci-fi, and it just feels like by the kind of what I hear about it, that it's going to be a book that I'm going to love. So I'm hoping I do. So this is the second book that I think I'll give 5 stars once I complete it. It's Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Number 3, this is a little bit of a cheat because I have read the first 3 books in the series, and I believe I gave all of those 5 stars, so I don't think anything's going to be different here. It is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. Now, I know what you're thinking. I haven't read the entire Harry Potter series yet. No, I have not. Recently, I have started reading them, though, and they are amazing. I have seen the entire film series, of course, but the books are new to me, and so I'm making my way through them, and they've been nothing but a joy to read. Prisoner of Azkaban is probably my favorite of the bunch so far. That was book number 3, and it was fantastic. I'm actually, the only thing that's holding me back from starting Goblet of Fire is the fact that I want to watch the other 2 movies. I read the first book, watched the first movie, then I read book 2 and 3, and I want to get to the movies before I move on to book 4, which is Goblet of Fire. So that's the only thing holds me back. But I imagine once I complete it, it will be another 5-star read for me. So book number 3, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The 4th book on this list is I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. So this is not really a cheat, but a kind of, because I love the movie. It's one of my favorites in the sci-fi dystopian genre. I think Will Smith is just fantastic in it. The direction is really great. It always is a movie where I feel like if it was made maybe 2 years later, maybe even 1 year later, the CGI would hold up a hell of a lot better than it does, but I'm not going to hold that against it. I love this movie, and I imagine I'm going to love the book. I have started this book in the past, but I've never made it more than a handful of pages in, so I'm allowing myself to count it for this list because I've not read enough to know what I actually think about it yet. So when I get to it, I'm really hoping and I'm thinking that Richard Matheson's I Am Legend will be a 5-star read for me. The 5th book on my list is actually a graphic novel, and this is one that I just borrowed from the library. I just picked it up about a week ago. It is Ice Cream Man Volume 1. I have not started it yet, so I don't know what I'm going to think. But this one I've heard so many great things about. It's kind of like a horror mixed with the Twilight Zone, mixed with just odd and crazy. From everything I hear, at least. One of the Twitter people I follow is formerly Batman's Bookcase. I think they're just Comics Bookcase now. They've listed Ice Cream Man as the top graphic novel series of 2019. and they have been raving about this series since it started coming out. And so I'm finally going to jump in, just so you can take a look at some of the artwork here. I'm really excited about this one just because I think it's going to be really weird and just kind of fun to read, I'm hoping. And so I'm really excited. This one is by W. Maxwell Prince, Martin Morazzo, and Chris O'Halloran. So, Ice Cream Man Volume 1, from everything I hear, this really sounds like it's right up my alley. So I think when I finish it, I'm thinking this one will be a 5-star read, but we'll see. The 6th book on my list kind of falls with I Am Legend. I love the movie, and so I'm hoping when I read The Martian by Andy Weir, I'm going to love the book, and I'm going to give it 5 stars. So this is one where I always hear that if you've read the movie, you don't really, or if you've read the book, you don't really need to see the movie, and vice versa, because they're so similar. But I don't care. I really want to read this book. And I imagine there's going to be differences because, I mean, look how long it is compared to the movie. So I'm sure there's going to be differences and things to like about this versus the movie and vice versa. So, but because I've loved the movie so much, I'm really hoping once I read the book, this one too will be a 5-star read. So number 6 on my list is Andy Weir's The Martian, and I'm really hoping to give this one 5 stars once I complete it. So the 7th and final book on this 5-star prediction list is going to be Anne Rule's The Stranger Beside Me. This, of course, is the inside story of Ted Bundy. So this is one that I actually talked about on my 10 books to read and 5 films to watch list for 2020. And so not only do I hope to get this completed this year, but I also hope that it's going to be a 5-star read. And I think, given everything I know about Anne Rule, everything I hear about Anne Rule, and everything I know about Bundy, I think this one's going to be right up my alley. It's a real thick one, over 540 pages. Fortunately, this is another one I own in audiobook, and so I am certain I will be finishing this one via audiobook as opposed to the physical form. But either way, I'm hoping when I'm finished, it's going to be a 5-star read. So now let's jump from the paperback side over to the celluloid side and talk about the 5 movies I think I'm going to give it 5 stars to once I complete them. So first up is A Quiet Place from 2018. From everything I hear about this one, I just think it's going to be right up my alley. This one was hyped up by the same person who hyped up Don't Breathe to me, and I loved Don't Breathe, and so I imagine I'm going to really enjoy A Quiet Place. This one, what it has going for it, though, is the cast. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski from The Office. I mean, yes, please. So I'm really hoping I'm going to enjoy this. There is the second one coming out for this very soon, and so I'm hoping to watch this one before the second one comes out. This is just one that I really think, knowing what I know about myself and knowing what I know about horror, I think this one's going to be right up my alley. So A Quiet Place from 2018 is the first movie I wanted to talk about on this list. Next up is a movie that I've been meaning to watch for a very long time, and I just recently purchased it on 4K, and so I plan to get it done obviously this year because of one of my 2020 entertainment goals of completing all my 4K collection, but it is Blade Runner 2049 from 2017. So this is, of course, is the sequel to Blade Runner, which honestly is a movie I liked a lot, but I didn't love. I mean, with that in mind, why do I think I'm going to give the sequel 5 stars? Simply by word of mouth. Everything I've seen about this, it just looks gorgeous. The cast is ridiculous. And honestly, I've been wanting to rewatch the original Blade Runner again, just to see if I enjoyed it more in the second viewing. But either way, Blade Runner 2049 is a film I'm really hoping and thinking I'm going to give 5 stars once I finish it. Number 3 on my list is another one that's from the 10 books to read and 5 films to watch in 2020 video. And that one is John Wick from 2014. And I'm going to be honest with you, this was actually a replacement that I did at the last minute because I was trying to keep as many books and films off the list that I already talked about as possible. But this is one that it feels legitimate that it should be on this list because from everything I hear, that's right up my alley. Keanu Reeves is one of my absolute favorites. It's about a man whose dog gets murdered and then he goes after them, or so I understand. And so I just feel like it's going to be for me, just 100% for me with all the action and everything. As I mentioned, this one was a replacement, and it actually replaced Joker, which I watched just a few days before filming this video, so obviously I couldn't include it. I will say, though, that Joker was a 5-star watch for me, so that prediction was correct. But I'm hoping that John Wick follows suit and is a suitable replacement for Joker moving forward as we go here. Moving forward as we go. I don't know why I said that, but I just hope it's a suitable replacement. Number 4 on my list is a movie that I don't actually own after all these years. It's 2015's Mad Max Fury Road. This is one that has been on my to-watch list since the trailer hit, really. Everyone talks about how brilliant this film is and how it was just the best film released in 2015, and it's so fun. It's just so much action from start to finish. I I am sure I'm going to enjoy this movie, and I don't know what's been holding me back. Sometimes when I really think I'm going to love something, I put it off because I don't want it to be over. And so this is one that feels like I've just been pushing it back because I don't want the experience to be over once I really do get to sit down and watch it. But that's just a stupid excuse, of course. I really hope to get to this one very soon. And so I'm going to put it here because I really think it is going to be one that I'm going to love. And so I'm hoping that Mad Max Fury Road from 2015 will be another that earns 5 stars once I finish it. So the final film on my list is going to be Us from 2019. I mean, look at that cover. It's creepy as hell. What's not to love already? But this is from Jordan Peele, who did Get Out, of course. This is not a sequel to that, but it seems to share the same themes as Get Out does. And so because of that, I'm really excited to see this. I loved Get Out, and so I'm really hoping that I'm going to like Us just as much. This is one, as I mentioned, just from the very first trailer I saw, I've been wanting to see it. And I finally picked it up on Black Friday. And so this year, of course, I hope to finish it because it's a 4K movie. But when I do, I think it's going to be a 5-star rating. I really think it's going to be a good one. Finally, I want to talk about 3 video games that I think are going to earn 5 stars once I finish them. And finishing them was one of the key factors of making this portion of the list. Not only do these games have to be ones that I think I'm going to love and give 5 stars to, they also have to be games that I think I'm legitimately going to finish in the near future, which, to be honest, is a rare feat. I play a lot of games, but I don't complete a lot of games. These 3, though, I really feel like are ones that can grip me enough that will make me want to play through to the credits. So first up is going to be Marvel's Spider-Man. This is one that I bought I think right around when it first came out, and I opened it, meant to play it, and just never got around to it. This one, I believe it is installed on my PS4, so it's ready to go. I just haven't actually sat down to play it yet. So I really think, given the fact that I love superheroes, I love Spider-Man, I love Infamous, which is Insomniac is the team behind this. So given all those factors, I don't think there's any chance I'm not going to like this one. And I really, from all word of mouth and everything, it's supposed to be fantastic. So I really think I'll finish it. And I think I'm going to give it 5 stars once it's done. Second on the list is actually a recent Black Friday pickup. It is Resident Evil 2, the remake, just from last year. And this is another one, I was always a huge Resident Evil fan when I was younger. I used to actually watch my uncle play this more than I actually played it myself. And I never beat any of them, but I did watch my uncle beat them multiple times. So that said, I don't remember specifically Resident Evil 2. I remember watching and playing through the first Resident Evil with my uncle many times, but and number 3 for some reason, but not number 2. And so I played the demo for this, really liked it, thought it looked fantastic, controls really well, and is quite difficult, which is really the only thing that's kind of has me a little bit reticent because I'm not very good at video games. But I think given how good it's supposed to be, I'm going to try to push my way through it. So second on my list is Resident Evil 2, and I have this one on Xbox One. The third and final game on my list is going to be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I happen to own on PS4. So I loved Star Wars Battlefront 2. The story mode I'm talking, I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. It wasn't very long. It was just the right length that kept me hooked the entire time. And so when I heard they were coming out with this one, which is, single player focused more so than Battlefront 2, I knew I had to have it. Fortunately, my wife was able to find it for me for Christmas and was able to get it. And so I'm really excited to play it. I don't know why I haven't yet, but I will very soon. And it's just one that I love Star Wars. I enjoy action-adventure games. I've liked other games, recent Star Wars games, and so I really think this is one I'm going to love. So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is the third and final game that I think I'll give 5 stars once I complete it. All right, so those are the 15 pieces of media that I think I'll give 5 stars once I finish them. So let me know down in the comments below, what are some video games, some movies, some books, even if there's some music that you think you're going to give 5 stars once you complete it, let me know about those down in the comments below. If you did like this video, please consider subscribing for more. If not, thank you anyway for watching. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time. That's enough.